All right, out is Jordan Morgan. Carrington Valentine is doubtful, and questionable is Jordan Love.
Has he been medically cleared yet?
We're working through that.
Okay, so that nod wasn't a yes.
We're working through it.
Matt, how much of him playing is up to him?
I think there's definitely a lot that's up to him. I mean, you don't want to put somebody in that position, but certainly he's doing everything in his power. He wants to be out there more than anybody. So, but, you know, we'll work through it. We'll give it up till game time, and we'll see where we're at.
What do you need to see between now and then for him to play?
Well, there's nothing more to see, right? We put everything out there.
I assume he was limited today?
Yes, Bill, he was limited.
When you said that you've seen everything that you can see, do you like what you've seen?
He was limited.
Hey, with Jordan Morgan's shoulder, is that the same as the preseason one?
Yes, it was.
Sorry, he was like, he missed like 3 weeks with it the previous time. Is it sort of the same deal, or is it maybe a little better?
We'll see. Time will tell. But he certainly will be out.
I'm not sure how much time you spent studying their left guard, but what have you thought of Peter Skronsky, just because he's kind of a grandson of a legend around here?
Yeah, I think he's a really good player. He's a first rounder for a reason, very talented. I think they got a pretty good O-line overall. And I know they're getting coached by one of the best, so Bill Callahan is a legend.
Would you ever, you've seen rotations everywhere else, would you ever limit a quarterback's snaps given his status going into a game and have a package for someone else like Malik coming in?
I think, yeah, potentially. Everything's up in the air.
Now that you went through the week, was it a hard week to rep the quarterbacks just to make sure everybody got the work that they needed to get?
It's always a challenge. There's never enough reps for anybody.
Hey, Matt, obviously your focus with Malik is the here and now, but I'm just a little curious because obviously you've seen the value that there was for Jordan to sit and then play as well as he did last year. I just wonder when you look at Malik, and I'm not criticizing the Titans, but he got caught in kind of a tough situation there. Do you kind of wonder where he might be at had he had the same kind of opportunity that Jordan did of being able to sit and learn instead of having to play, being in the spot he was in?
I mean, yeah, I think every situation is a little bit different. You don't know what was going on over there. I think a lot of quarterbacks can benefit from sitting, learning, having a couple of years to learn the pro game and to refine their fundamentals. So that's not just, Malik or Jordan. I mean, there's just too many cases, I think, throughout the course of, especially the last few years, of guys sitting, learning, watching, and then going out and playing at a high level. And then look at a guy like Geno Smith is a great example as well. Playing early, kind of got pushed aside, then has resurrected his career in Seattle. I think Baker Mayfield's another guy. So there's a lot of great examples of guys that have, had some struggle and have been able to rebound from it.
Ideally, let's say Jordan, whenever he plays, gets better, is healthy, plays the rest of the season, doesn't miss any more time. Are you kind of excited during the season, but really in the off season, to have a chance to develop Malik even further and see what he can become?
Yeah, but I think that you got to really harp on the details and the fundamentals throughout the course of the season as well. That's how you can gain, more ground on the off season, is just being super intentional about our time throughout the course of the season. So we're doing stuff post-practice with them, having Connor Lewis and Sean Mannion and Tom, for that matter, stay with them post-practice to continue to work on just some of the fundamentals of the footwork, really.
Matt, your team is leading the league in turnovers, interceptions right now. Was that a goal of yours when bringing in Halfley, was to specifically focus on turnovers?
That's the goal every year. I mean, that you wouldn't have, I mean, it's just such a great indicator on wins and losses. So, and I do think that just our ability to play with a little bit more vision can certainly impact that as well.
Played the Titans before, and it was only 1 year, but in what ways was that year important to your development as a head coach or as a coach? Like, you got to call plays, right?
Yeah, it was my first time, first opportunity to call plays, and definitely went through some struggles. But I think, like I talk about with our team and our players, anytime you go through something and it's hard and you can come out the other side, you're usually better for it. So there was a ton of learning experiences along the way. Some things I'm proud of how I handled, and some things that you wish you could go back, but you got to learn from it and move on, both positively and negatively. But I did appreciate my time there, and I think it's a great organization. I got a lot of love for Miss Amy and just everybody in that organization.
Player development all the time. How much have you developed as a play caller since that first year with the Titans? And where do you think you've grown the most?
I mean, how long do you have? I think it's just, I don't know. I think that there's so many areas that you've grown, and I think one thing that has helped me is just, I think early on, being the first-time play caller, you try to do everything yourself, and you realize you better have some good people around you and lean on those people. Not that I didn't, I just don't think I probably leaned on as many guys as I could have. You had a guy like Arthur Smith there, and trust me, I spent a lot of time with Art, and we became close in that year. We spent so much time together. But here, this is year 6 together with Steno, with Vrabel, with Ben Sermons. JD's been here a long time. Buckus has been here the whole time. So there's so many guys now that we're all on the same page. I think year 1's always a transition year for anybody, no matter what spot you're in. Just kind of learning the players, learning the staff, trying to implement a system. And so you are typically going to be a little bit more hands-on, but I think over the course of time, what I've learned is how important it is to continuity is huge, not only amongst players, but the coaching staff, obviously, and be able to really lean on those guys, which I do as much as I ever have now. I mean, like I've said it a million times, when we call a game, it's a collective effort. It's everybody. I mean, I got Steno in my ear every play, and we got a lot of great people in this building.